Welcome back. Now, let's do a quick preview of one of the biggest game of the weekend. That's going to be the game between Man City and Liverpool. Of course, the international break is over. It's turned out to be a very boring and uninspiring international break, mostly because a lot of the games we saw were games of no consequence. Yes, most of the teams were not playing for anything. A whole lot of them were just playing friendly games. Then you start hearing of players faking injuries to leave their camp. But don't worry, this is not the time to talk about it. Let's preview the particular game that is coming up. Very big game. Interestingly, it is not even a Premier League game. It is an FA Cup meetup between Man City and Liverpool. You know how it is. You know how things happen when both sides meet. It is always chaotic. It is always filled with a buzz. And the build up to the game is always very interesting. And this is mostly because of the rivalry we've come to see between Man City and Liverpool under Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. Now, we know that Klopp is no longer there, but the rivalry is still there. People still look forward to this game. And this time around, despite it being in an FA Cup game, I don't think any of them can afford to mess it up. You've seen the type of lineup both sides present for FA Cup games. They go serious, they go heavy, because they know this could be, especially on the side of Liverpool, this could be Liverpool's only chance of winning a title this season. Now, you could be saying the same for Man City, but just before the international break, they picked up a trophy, the Carabao Cup. So that's already in the bag for them. Nonetheless, they will still be fighting seriously to get the upper hand here. And the head-to-head advantage in recent games basically flows in favor of Man City, because Liverpool and Man City already played twice this season. You know how it ended. Both of them were very poor defeats. On the side of Liverpool, Man City already beat Liverpool home and away this season. This time around, how is it going to unfold? And it turned out to be a home game for Man City, so I don't even want to imagine how this game would be. Now, I know that both sides has been very inconsistent this season. Liverpool is depressingly inconsistent, considering the type of expectations we had going into the season. Now, a whole lot of us has learned to cut down that expectation. A whole lot of us has also learned to go into a Liverpool game without having very high expectation, both on the results and on the performance. You go into a Liverpool game now, you are not sure of what to see in terms of performance of the players. You are also not sure of what to see in terms of the results. And that's why we've been picking up the type of performances that you just ask yourself, what is going on? Think about it. Igotudo of Tottenham Hotspur that just got sacked, the only point he picked up in the Premier League is a point against Liverpool. Every other game he played, loss. So it tells you a whole lot of things you need to know about this Liverpool squad. Nonetheless, let's quickly have a look at the people that could be available for this game, because during the international break, you hear of players picking up injuries even before the international break. Because if you can remember, the last game we played, Salah was not available for the game. He picked up an injury against Galatasaray, an injury that none of us thought was a serious injury, but he ended up not being available in our last game before the break. And even in the last game, the very first 5-6 minutes of the game, Ekitike picked up an injury, but it wasn't a serious injury because he featured in international break, played for France, so he is fit, he's available for this. And the scariest part that we heard of has to be the one about Jeremy Frimpong. He came on for Netherlands, played for just maybe 12 minutes and got subbed off because of injury concern. But good news for you guys has to be the fact that I watched Liverpool's training video yesterday. That was on Thursday. In the training video, A whole lot of the people that turned out to be sick are actually okay now. Salah was in training. Frimpong was also in training. And good news, Alexandra Isak, Gunman Isak is back. Yes, Isak is back. He trained with the team. You can go watch it on Liverpool official YouTube channel. He's back. He's part of the squad. And let's see if we would get some minutes for him in the game against Manchester City. I know that he's not going to get a whole lot of minutes. Maybe I'm thinking between 20 to 30 minutes, but most of the focus would be on having him fit for now and the rest of the season. So that's it on the injury record. I will still give some tweak or some things I want to see in our lineup. But before that, I think it is important to recognize that this fixture between Man City and Liverpool could be the very last time you would see some of the players in a fixture like this. On the side of Liverpool, Salah, this could be his last time facing Man City in a Liverpool shirt because he already announced that he's leaving at the end of the season. On the side of Liverpool, we also have the likes of Robertson. Robertson is a club legend. He did it all. Same with Salah. Both of them are club legends. So this could also be the last time Robertson would be in a Liverpool shirt for a game like this. Then maybe Curtis Jones, because Jones at some point in January was we were hearing information that he wanted to move on, but it didn't get approved back then. So if whatever persists continues and maybe he decides that, well, I'm done, then this could be his last time being in a Liverpool shirt against Man City. You can also talk about Konate. I think the same thing is applicable to Konate. In the part of Konate, he is getting contract offers from the club repeatedly. Even when he was playing very poorly, he was getting contract offers from the club, and he just doesn't seem, for one reason or another, interested in it. We know he's interested in moving to Real Madrid, but Real Madrid have also come out a couple of months ago to say that we are not interested in picking you up. So we'll still look forward to that. Then on the side of Man City, Bernardo Silva, this is his last season as a Man City player. So this could, I just use could because I don't know how far both Man City and Liverpool would go in the Champions League. But if both of them go far enough, oh, Man City is already knocked out. Yes. So this is surely the last time these two teams will be meeting each other this season. I even forgot that Man City is knocked out. Yeah. So Bernardo Silva on the side of Man City, Rodri, this international break, interestingly, has been saying that he wants to get a move to Real Madrid. He has given so many signs, and Man City players are not Man City players, Man City fans are not happy about his comments. And of course, I know I wouldn't be happy if that was a Liverpool player making those type of moves, but that's the reality now. Rodri may not be there next season. And the most important of them all, Pep Guardiola. I've been saying for a while that this could be the last season of Pep Guardiola in Man City. It is beginning to look very realistic. So if this ends up being his last season, then surely this would be the last time Liverpool would face Pep Guardiola's Man City in the Premier League or in any competition. So for a game like this, I think there is just so many things on the line. There is so much on the line. And despite the fact that I am not confident in how Liverpool have been performing this season, I still want to see us do well, do our best from now till the end of the season. If you watch a whole lot of the Liverpool players that we watch play for Liverpool and they perform very poorly, go and check their record in the international break. Florian Wirtz, just check his record in the previous international break that just got rounded off. You will see that, yes, there is a serious player in there, but you would see that there is a serious player there and it is just not reflecting when they put on Liverpool shirt. So I just don't know what will happen. But from now till the end of the season, I really hope, first of all, we won't go trophyless. And secondly, let's try as much as possible to qualify for Europe. It is very important, like qualify for the Champions League. Because if you're not qualifying for the Champions League, then I don't want to imagine what next season would even look like. And from there, I will now go over to the lineup side of things. The lineup now, when it comes to the lineup for Liverpool, because we don't have a very they don't have a squad that has solid depth like a team like Arsenal. You already know some players would surely be there. You know that Van Dijk is starting the game. You know that his partnership is surely going to be Konate. Surely, you know these guys are going to be there for the game. But the ones that, okay, we have a couple of options, or we just can't afford to risk this person, that's the ones I'm going to be pointing out, starting with the right back position. Frimpong, you have to sit this out seriously. Frimpong, I don't think we can afford to risk him for this game. Not because I don't like him or because I don't want him to start. I actually prefer him to be on the pitch at all time because of the attacking contribution he can bring to the table. But this guy is just, his injuries, we just got lucky with whatever he felt during the international break, that he didn't transition to an injury that would make him miss 3 weeks or thereabout. So because of that, I just don't want us to risk him. Even if we are going to play him in the second half for about 30 minutes or thereabout. So in the right back position, start Joe Gomez. And if Gomez performs really well, and in the second half we happen to be leading by at least one goal, then no need to even bring Frimpong into the game at all. Just rest him, because I feel like the combination of Frimpong and Kekes on the wing in that fullback position is going to help us massively when playing against firepower of PSG. That's just the only reason I want us to rest him. Then in the left wing position, Gakpo played 2 games in the international break. So I know that Rio also played, but he played with, I think, under 21. So for this game, it is FA Cup game. Just start Rio. Seriously, start Rio for this game. Then have your front three of Rio, Ekitike leading the line, then Salah on the right wing position. So from there in the midfield, surely Zobo's like he deserves as much rest as possible, but he just can't get that rest, whether it's for club or for country. You know that for Liverpool, he has basically played everything possible this season. Then for country, despite the fact that these guys are not going for the World Cup or anything, in the international break that just got rounded up, he played 2 games. In one of those games, he even played as a centre back. So Zobo, they are running him to the ground. And sorry, man, we still need you for this game. We need everything you bring to the table. But the only change I would likely suggest we make in the midfield has to be to rest McAllister. Yes, give McAllister a rest, bring on Curtis Jones. Because if you can remember, the last game before international break, Curtis Jones did not play. Okay, he came on after the injury that happened to Ekitike. He came on as a sub, very early introduction, but throughout the international break, he wasn't called up for England, so he has been resting. He has been doing his own personal training and thereabout. So I think he has the fitness to get into this game looking fresh, and I'm very sure he would perform. Like Curtis Jones in midfield is not a negative. It is truly not a negative at all. So him being there gives someone like McAllister the additional time he needs to get full recovery from the whole international break stress and be ready for what comes ahead. Now, in the striking position, I mentioned that Isak is back. Yeah, Alexandra Isak is back. and I know we don't want to risk him for anything. But we know that Ekitike, I don't think we've been able to get full 90 minutes out of Ekitike. So in that situation where Ekitike plays an hour and 5 minutes, 60 minutes, 65 minutes, 70 minutes, I think it is very safe to bring on Isak in the last 20 to 30 minutes of the game. Have him use that to just bring himself back to fitness. It would be very good for him to even get a comeback goal, because at this point in the season, we need our full firepower. We need everyone to be in top form, and we need everyone to be firing. So with that, I don't know, man. Is anyone confident in Liverpool's chances of winning this game? I'm not confident, but as usual, I'm going to back Liverpool on this one. I'm standing with Liverpool. I want to see us get a good performance and get a win. That win is very important because, like I've said, see, Salah in his last season, he's not going trophyless. Florian Wirtz and all the new boys we have, I don't want them to go trophyless in their very first season, despite the fact that this season has been a very poor one. But let's just try and grab something. And grabbing something starts from getting a very interesting, positive, solid performance in this game against Man City. Now, think about the type of boost these players would have, the fans would have, and everyone would have going into the game against PSG if we can just have a good performance this weekend against Manchester City. So the game in particular is coming up on Saturday. Enjoy the game and stay connected with the channel. See you on the next one.